So here we can clearly see that the price is exactly moving in a sideways market. Lower low and lower low. Okay, it came up, it broke these levels, came down, again broke these levels, and it came down, and then again starts moving downward. Hello guys, welcome back to both YouTube channel. So today let's have an analysis on Nifty and Bank Nifty. So first let's start off with Nifty. So in Nifty, this is the daily chart. In the daily chart we can see that the price is actually moving downwards. And today if you see we had a lot of bears in action. So there was a lot of selling happening inside the market. So if you zoom in, we can clearly see that the trend is downward from past almost like a week. So let's get into the 1 hour charts to get inside more detail. So here in the 1 hour chart we can see that the price is again making lower lows, which means let's say the price came here, again took a retracement, came down, and again it's taken a retracement exactly around these levels. So we are not sure whether it will break these levels again. So what we have to do is we have to wait until we get further confirmation. So let's say we can see that the price came down, it went back again. So and then later on it broke this low and it came down. Now again it took a retracement, something around these levels. So what we can expect is the same continuation to a downside, meaning a creation of a lower low. So we could see that here we had a lower low, over here also we had a lower low, and exactly this zone somewhat became like a support. So we can, there's a lot of chances for us to expect that the prices taking a retracement, and in the last 3 hours we can see that the price is almost in a consolidation zone. So if we go on to the 30 minutes time frame, we can see that even more better. So in 30 minutes we can see that the price is in clear consolidation, okay, from the last 2 days, that is from 7th to 8th. So if we go into 15 minutes, we can have a much more clear consolidation zone. So here we can clearly see that the price is exactly moving in a sideways market. So what happened here is the price came down, it went back up again, and it took a retracement, came back again, it broke this low, and again it came down. So after all this selling happening, there was a huge retracement, there was huge recovery, and up to this point we could see there was a direct gap down opening at these levels. This level we have low over here, which clearly connects to the gap down opening, and again the same levels becomes as a resistance. Okay, on 8th this became as a resistance. So after 7th, what happened is when the price is moving in a downward direction, we can't always expect price to keep on moving in a downward direction. What happens is it comes down, creates a lower low, and after a point of time it moves up a little bit, it gets a little bit of liquidity, and then it starts to move downward. So until and unless the price doesn't break this structure, which you can see the black line here, unless and until the price doesn't break this and go up, we can assume that the price is moving in a lower direction. So what we can expect right here is, let's say we are having a downtrend. Okay, we are having a downtrend. So after this, what we can do is, now the price started to move in a sideways direction. So when the price is moving in a sideways direction, it's always better for us to wait for the confirmation before getting into any entry. So looking at the previous price action, we can say that the price is moving in a consolidation zone. So after the consolidation zone, the price will continue its momentum to the downside. So where will it continue its momentum? So these are very crucial. As we can see, the price came up here, took support, and moved up. Again the price came here, it took support, it didn't move up here. If you see, this is almost like a consolidation zone. I'll draw this again. We can see that this is somewhere acting like a consolidation. So once the price is moving in a sideways direction, in a sideways direction, once it breaks down and moves downward, we can look for shorting opportunities. Okay, so this is a plan for Nifty. This is a plan for Nifty. So now let's look at Bank Nifty. So in Bank Nifty, if you see, the price is actually moving, something in a wedge pattern. Okay, this is a daily chart, so we can see that the price came, up here, started to move down. Again, the price came somewhere on these levels, started to move down. Again, the price came here and started to move down. So over here, we can see, a formation of a wedge pattern. Okay, the price, came here and started to move upward. The price came here, started to move upward. So what we can expect here is, if you zoom in a little bit in the daily chart, we can see that the price is clearly in a downward trend. Okay, we can see that in the past 2 days we are having red candles, so which means it's a clear indication that it's in a downtrend. But if you observe a little bit, we can see that in the past 2 days the candles didn't go below these levels. Okay, so past 2 days, this was acting as a very good support. So what we can do is, if we go into the 1 hour time frame, we can clearly see these zones clearly. So one thing is, the price is moving in a downward direction. It's clearly moving in a downward direction. You can see a creation of lower low, lower low, and lower low. Okay, it came up, it broke these levels, came down, again broke these levels, and it came down. So what we can expect is, a continuation, a continuity of the downward trend. But as I said previously, the price always doesn't move, in a direct downward, scenario like this. What happens is, it comes down, takes a retracement, again comes down, takes a retracement, and after creation of couple of lower lows, the price actually tends to move a little sideways or a little bit up to grab the liquidity and then again start moving downward. So that is exactly what we can find right here. So we can see that the price has started to move in a downward direction. So once we have this confirmation of a downtrend, what we can do is we should find out a clear zone which is moving in a sideways direction or a consolidation zone. So now the price is moving in a consolidation zone. Okay, so after this, what we can expect is, if you see in the last 3 hours, okay, this acted as a very good support, right? The price couldn't break down in this candle, in this red candle. Also it couldn't break in this red candle. Also it couldn't break in this red candle. Sorry, this was a blue candle. So what we can, if you zoom in a little bit more, if we go into the 30 minutes time frame, we can see that the price is actually consolidating around these areas, right? So we can see the price start to move in a sideways direction, and once it came here, it spent a lot of time around these levels. So which means, from the previously, if you look at in these areas, the price is actually moving in a downward direction, and after the downward trend, now the price started to move in a consolidation zone. So in this consolidation zone, we can find that the price has started to consolidate too much in the last couple of candles, which clearly gives us an indication that if we have a break to the downside, we are going to have a huge downfall. Okay, so let's say if I have to tell you the levels, we can say that 34,800 is a level which is where the price is exactly, and we can look for a target of around 34,600. Okay, so there is a difference of around 200 points. Okay, there is a difference of around 200 points where we can look for booking profits. But again, what we should do is, if we get into a 15 minutes time frame, it becomes even more evident. Okay, so yeah, here we can see that the price is clearly moving in a sideways direction, and from almost this candle, the price is moving in a sideways direction. So if the price breaks somewhere this low, this support, and comes down, we can clearly have a 150 to 200 points of a rally. This is where we are planning to capture the rally. Okay, so are we looking for any kind of bullish move to the upside? Absolutely no, because the present scenario, if you look closely, from a longer time frame, is clearly moving in a downward direction. So the price has started to move in a downward direction. Okay, it started to move in a downward direction, and after it moved in the downward direction, now it is consolidating for a bit of time. So once this consolidation has happened, and once it has a break of structure to the downside, we can clearly have a huge momentum to the downside and easily capture a momentum of maybe 150 to 200 points. So presently, looking at Nifty and Bank Nifty, we can say that having a bullish view is not that good. So having a bearish view is pretty much approachable. So again, yeah guys, this is the analysis for Nifty and Bank Nifty. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you get the notifications. So yeah guys, have a good day and happy trading.